I'm gonna start by saying that this teacher should be put under the jail. I literally mean they should probably dig a hole. Then after they dig a hole, they should probably lay her in it, place a nice foundation over it, and build a literal prison over top of her because this is where she belongs. But hey, I'm gonna tell y'all know if y'all watch this channel, I'm a vet, I'm a combat vet. Your boy suffered from some PTSD. And one thing that's a common trait with persons with PTSD and people in general, I think, is a hypervigilance. Being overprotective, overcautious, overly suspicious of everyone. That's me in a nutshell. I'm not a fan of large crowds. When I'm out somewhere in public, I like to be able to see the exit. I like to sit in a position where I can see the entrance and the exit. I literally am always, or most times, I'm overly cautious, probably to the point where it's a little bit ridiculous. If I'm walking down, I'm like, okay, what is that person over there doing? Yo, why they got their mask on and it's kind of warm outside? Let me go ahead and cross the street just in case something go down. I got some room to react. That's just how I think. And I think the other part that contributes to that is as an attorney, as a former defense attorney, as a prosecutor, as an investigative attorney, I have seen the worst of the worst in what our society has to offer. So, unfortunately, it's probably jacked up, but I just don't trust a lot of people. So, when it comes to my family, my children, I don't trust people around my children. I'm overly cautious if someone tries to position themselves too close to my family, too close to my children. My daughter is essentially a professional dancer, tap, ballet. She does it all. When she's sitting down having conversations with talent agents and things like that, she's not in the room by herself. She's in there with a parent. I'm looking over the contract. I need to be 100% present because this is just my rule. My baby is not going to end up on anybody's casting couch. She's not going to end up in any position that would be harmful to her. Long as I'm alive, that's not going to happen. And if that does happen, y'all going to read about me on the news after I turn myself in from doing something. In any event, let's take a look at this story. It's a story of a school teacher who should be tossed under the jail. We're going to watch the video, then we're going to dive into the discussion afterwards. Let's get it.
She was trusted by the school district and by parents. But tonight, a fifth grade teacher in Cape May Courthouse is accused of having a sexual relationship with one of her students. Detectives say the abuse started when the child was 11 and lasted for years, and that the two share a child. Wednesday night, I'm Shari Williams. Rick has the night off. The big story on Action News tonight is a South Jersey teacher behind bars accused of sexually assaulting a young boy and having a child with him. Action News reporter Leland Pender has the story from Cape May County, and detectives say the investigation is far from over.
Middle Township Police and the Cape May County Prosecutor's Office both investigating here. Prosecutors say these alleged crimes occurred between 2016 and 2020, but the arrests just coming Wednesday. They're now asking anyone that might have even more information to please come forward. Once a fifth grade teacher, now behind bars with bond revoked. 34-year-old Laura Karen was taken into custody at a home on Orbit Drive Wednesday in Cape May Courthouse. Prosecutors allege she sexually assaulted a former student for several years and had his baby.
Do you know Miss Karen? There's nothing to see here. There's no one that wants to speak with you.
And we talked about this before. I am an equal opportunity person, especially when it comes to this type of conduct. I think the book should be thrown at her. Sometimes there are legal hurdles as to why these things are treated differently between male perpetrators and women perpetrators. Some jurisdictions, not all jurisdictions, define rape as requiring penetration by the perpetrator. And because of that definition, in some jurisdictions, it's not possible to charge a woman with that particular crime. So they get a crime that's still a crime that'll have to have them put their name on the registry, but it's a lesser crime. So in states that have that jurisdiction, and I don't know if this is one of those states. I don't believe so. I haven't done a deep dive, but there are some states where, because of that definition, women can't be charged the same as men.
This unidentified man pulled up to the home while we were there. A short time later, another woman appeared from the home after we'd already left. Do you want to talk to us?
No, I want you to see.
You came outside. Please, I'm willing to talk to you. Authorities say the abuse began when the victim was 11 years old. According to the criminal complaint, a few years later, Karen gave birth to the victim's baby. Karen taught at Middle Township Elementary number 2, and the victim was once her student.
Now, this is disgusting. Like, literally, she is the worst of the worst. But let's listen up, because I want you all to hear how this came to light by authorities. It was really unique. I've seen these type of offenses. I've investigated these type of offenses against vulnerable persons, and literally social media is the way that this came to light. Let's go ahead and listen up.
Prosecutors say Karen and the victim's family became friends, leading to the victim and his siblings staying overnight with Karen once or twice a week, but at some point they began living with Karen permanently. Investigators say the case came to light last month when the victim's father posted.
Real quick, we got to take a pause right there. Living with her permanently. We got to be fair when we have these discussions. What type of parent would allow a person to, one, I think it's creepy for you to volunteer to watch my kids 2 or 3 times a week. I don't know if maybe dad was working and it was coming in handy. The kids, all of the kids ended up essentially living with this teacher. I'm looking directly at the parents. What is wrong with you? That makes absolutely no sense. You essentially handed your young, vulnerable children over to a teacher. I don't give a damn how cool she was, what she taught them, reading, writing, arithmetic. All that shit is irrelevant in my opinion. The fact that you let your children permanently stay with this teacher and now it scarred them. Even the children who weren't the absolute victims were in the proximity. I actually went through and read the indictment. They seen things. All of those kids are traumatized because of a situation that you could have avoided. You have to be cautious of who you allow around your children. But more importantly, you don't just hand your kids over to start staying with somebody just because they taught them some shit. Are you crazy? I don't know. That's crazy. Let's go and finish up this video.
Posted on social media. Investigators say the case came to light last month when the victim's father posted on social media saying Karen's 5-year-old child looked very similar to him and his son. Neighbors say the arrest Wednesday appeared discreet. This woman said she saw multiple black SUVs but didn't realize they were police.
If it's true, I feel sorry for the people.
According to the prosecutor's office, the school district will have support services and counselors available for students, teachers, or families who may need that in light of this news. We did reach out to the school district for comment, but did not hear back.
There are truly evil people in this world, and she, in fact, is one of them. Again, definitely prayers to the victims, but I got to look at the father a little bit side eye. How did this? I need to know in detail, how did this situation go from being teacher to babysitter to them residing full time? I'm actually gonna dive into the entire complaint or the entire indictment to get the details, because I want to know, how did it get to that point? Because it should have never just fucking got to that point. I don't care what happened. There's no way that it should have got to a point where my kids, who are very, very young, are living with this woman who's a teacher. I don't give a damn if it is a teacher. You're still a stranger. You don't know who she is, what she's capable of. You don't know what her beliefs, what her moral values of, and you position your children in harm's way, in my personal opinion. Is disgusting. If I hope the wheels of justice play out, and if they play out, because this is a relatively easy case. The victim's siblings said that they witnessed incidents. In addition, there's a child. So there's an easy way to get physical evidence to prove that this happened. And if that's the case, go and dig a hole, put her in it, build a foundation, build a prison on top, because that's where her ass need to be. Y'all let me know in the comments, am I wrong for looking at dad's side eye as to how it got this point? Let me know y'all thoughts in the comment. And if you enjoyed this video, check out the content on the screen. There's going to be more content related to finances and attorney reactions.